Okay, story quest. Let's go. I already unlocked it. Let's go to Poisson and start the ARLECCHINO quest. It's time. It's time.
Hey, traveler. Paimon.
I thought you said we weren't gonna get weaseled.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
We did focused story mode.
Over here.
Lanny, what are you doing here?
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't expecting it either, Lanny. What do you want to talk about? ARLECCHINO, right?
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Alright, it's fine. He's talking about Father. It's okay.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Well...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
Oh my god. Paimon's reaction. This is exactly how I would feel if ARLECCHINO suddenly appeared right next to me.
You scared Paimon half to death.
Oh my god.
Father, you're here.
You know, on second thought, maybe we don't need to know.
Yeah.
It's all probably super confidential House of the Hearth stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
Bye.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now.
I just remembered we left the oven on. It's time to go. It's terrifying.
Of course. I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
Well, we were just a little curious, that's all.
I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future.
She wants to fight me right now.
As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree?
No.
The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past.
She wants to fight later.
As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
Wow. I felt like she was more friendlier before, but now she's like reminding me, you're not really part of the House of the Hearth at all, okay? We have our own stuff we're handling, and so just so we're clear, don't think that you're an honorary House of the Hearth member or anything.
What sort of rumor?
She's laying down boundaries right now, I feel like.
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Oh god. God, no. A phantom weasel. You too? I'm getting chills already.
A phantom child? Ooh,
Phantom.
just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
God.
Let me ask you a question. And be honest.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth.
Got a phantom. We got another phantom.
So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all.
Okay.
If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors.
Okay, so she's gonna let me stick around, even though she's handling it, as she said, by this is an internal matter.
Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
Man, her stiletto heels are like daggers. I know, damn. Couldn't help but feel intimidated during that conversation with the Nate. Now that she's gone, I can finally breathe again. She also suggested that we stick around for a few days. But why?
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings. You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy.
Right, the prophet. Yeah, okay. The main events that just occurred.
If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny. Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Yeah, free food.
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen.
Wow, he can fish and cook?
Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
Oh my god. When the hearth flame goes out. Be a house guest. Okay. I'll do that. Would you believe me if I said it has been 6 months since the events of the prophecy? No way! Really?
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Yeah.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
I mean, so far, they seem like good people. Okay? Even though they're a little, you know, shady organization. They seem pretty nice. Like ARLECCHINO, from what I've seen, her has good motives. She's just out here to get what she wants and protect her own people.
The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go. Hello? Something caught your eye?
Why is he staring at me like
the Traveler in Paimon!
We'll take a picture, it'll last longer.
No way!
Yes, way.
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Okay, everybody form a line. And, bring a pen.
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
Of course! Father and Lenny have told us so much about you.
Oh my god, really? Wait, father is telling them about me? No way.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy
Oh.
friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment
Oh
we
my
ever
God.
heard her give.
No
As you
way,
can
dude.
imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
She's been talking about me and how cool I am? No, I can't even imagine that.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands.
Did ARLECCHINO tell you that?
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days.
Wait, what? Wait, that's not very heroic.
Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all!
Yeah, what the f. I didn't.
Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
Wait.
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. I've got both.
Why do you have poison?
Or maybe Shaplo can
Huh?
teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Damn.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea.
What
You usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know.
Oh my god, they're so cool. Wow, all these people are super cool.
I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects.
Oh.
So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
Damn. These people are vicious.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
She's so pissed off.
But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them?
I like that. I'll give me that.
Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
I can't think of anyone like that because I want everyone to be my friend. And if there's someone who really annoys me, that just makes me more motivated to try to be their friend. So I'm the annoying person. The dangerous suggestions keep on coming, one after another.
Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really?
We feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
They're really cool.
Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Oh my god, she's my favorite.
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
She's a little alchemist over here.
All right, see you later.
Nice. Nice squad.
Bye.
Bye.
Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family.
What?
Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one.
Look, when it comes to children, children don't understand what's right and what's wrong. Like, you can't... It's fucked up that the little kid did that, but little kids don't understand what's fucked up and what isn't, you know? And I feel like the only way to move forward with a child like that has these kinds of tendencies is to give them an environment where they're safe and they're not hurting anyone or anything, you know? So it seems like he's in the best situation for him now, but yeah, it's honestly kind of sad.
Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence,
Yeah.
he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult
Little
missions.
kids, they just don't understand aggression. They don't understand death. They don't understand like hurting others easily. That's like they have to be taught all those things, and so I feel kind of bad for that kid. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen a little kid petting, like sometimes you might see little kids trying to pet a dog or cat, and they're just like, like fucking like strangling it. Like, I've seen children do this, and you're just like, whoa, 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 like, if I calm down, like, be gentle, okay, like this. So
I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
Hey dog, get away from here. Go. Let me scare this dog out. Like, hey everybody, Poisson, keep your pets indoors for now.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Ah, allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about.
We're too famous now. It's a problem.
It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh, good for you.
At first I was like, does she have two eyebrows? No. This is like the crease of her eyelid.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
No.
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting.
Audience interaction. As you spend some time talking about popular culture, the atmosphere
After
becomes
this
more
mission
relaxed.
is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh my god, I need a pedicure bad. I really need to go get it.
Maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Your hair looks good.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
Maybe they're speaking in code, though. I bet they're talking in code.
I heard that.
Oh!
I bet manicure means like
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others.
arson or something.
Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
Oh, okay.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
That's enough, Filial.
To carry out the plan.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Oh, that's insubordination. Is Lenny a superior?
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time,
Oh, y'all got a
we
problem.
should go see the opera together.
Y'all got a problem in your ranks. What the f. She said, she just, yeah, whatever, do you? You're gonna stand for that?
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
You should tell father about that.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
We should observe for now.
You're right. We're only here as guests after all.
We don't want to get too involved with father in charge. She's scary.
Linny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
I heard a hydrate. Go to the temporary accommodations. Alright. Down below. They just buy Felicia, Lenny. Yeah, they did.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
Is that a floating child? She's like a fairy. This is the best way to think about Paimon. They got a lot of personality.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Yeah, let's start cooking.
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Uh-huh. Fremine, what are you doing here?
Well,
Fremine, nice to see you again!
Oh, you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
He seems pretty bothered.
We were just going to make some food.
Is he just
Why
being
don't you
nervous?
come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Oh, yummy. I want some seafood soup.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water. And some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know, and...
He's not a good liar. Oh my god.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
Let's back off. Is it for the phantom child?
Huh. This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes. Just follow me.
What the hell's going on?
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you.
Why is she hiding?
You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you.
Wait a minute.
Does that
She
name
looks
ring any bells, Linny?
familiar. Why?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to
Oh my
sneak
god, it's
in.
the girl from this Oh no. Yeah, I remember
She
now.
must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
This is bad.
No, I haven't told anyone.
Yeah,
I've
I did
just
watch the
been
short, and now I wish I
keeping her hidden.
didn't. What the hell?
For how long?
Now I know a lot more about this character than I wish I did.
About half a month now.
What the fuck?
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
Unfortunately, that 7-minute anime trailer spoils a number of things about this quest. Why would they do this?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished.
I mean, Lenny's right. This is super sus. Why is he hiding
You know the rules of the house, Fremini.
child?
I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
Honestly, Lenny's based for this.
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that.
Why?
Lenny, don't you remember last year? Zepla nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life.
What?
That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
He's hearing the spirits?
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility.
What the fuck?
If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
Okay, so he's not sure if Father will accept Clairvy as part of the family, and like Clairvy could be in real danger, so okay.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever.
But she's
Someone
a
has
spirit,
got to
right?
find out
Like
eventually.
we all agree? She's a spirit?
I haven't thought that far yet.
I think it's unclear.
I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Come with me.
Okay.
There are
This
a
is
couple things
crazy.
I'd like to say to you in private.
Those two sure care a lot about each other.
You said, I feel like I enjoyed the quest more because of the short. That is encouraging to hear. And I also would say that it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't enjoy it if you know some details already, because it's about how the story is told and like the emotional resonance you feel while you go through it.
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off.
No way! They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last.
What do you mean?
Darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
What?
No one can get out alive.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Lenny.
What the fuck?
I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
That was terrifying.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Lenny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest. Later on, when you started calling me Lenny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Lenny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, We've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood.
This is a side of Lenny you rarely see.
You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated between Lenny and Fremine.
Hey.
Maybe we should go check on them.
Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or...
Honestly, the debate about whether or not you should watch the short is pretty valid. Cause I'm undecided. Like, I don't know. I guess I'll decide after this quest is done whether it's like, what is the line between hyping up something and not spoiling it, and how much of an impact does some details really have on the story? We'll find. I mean, I'll be the judge of that when it's all over. But I mean, it's reasonable to question that.
Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
Everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Oh my god. He's like, tears streaming down his like, I'm fine, I'm good.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
Now he's like, I've noticed that Lenny also has like a different voice that he uses with the public and with us most of the time. That's kind of more, like sounds very professional. And he's actually telling us to get the fuck out, is what it sounds like. Sometimes having guests around can come in handy.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Oh my god, it's like being invited. It's like going to your friend's house as a kid and their mom starts yelling at them, or like they get into a fight with their sibling and you're just sitting there like, should I go? Or it's so awkward. But I don't know, look, if I stay, then you guys are gonna fight less, right? Oh, this isn't awkward for me at all.
I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Wow. Well, I believe him. Oh my god. Okay.
Me too.
What? Protect. Must protect.
Well,
me.
Back to the matter at hand then.
Damn.
If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared.
She just keeps coming back.
She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
Okay, I have an idea. Just act like you haven't seen her. Just act like... But she knows you, and she's gonna recognize you. And stuff. Just be like, oh, who's that? What is she doing here? That's the first time I've seen.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines.
We need Hu Tao.
Oh, it's just that
Let's call Hu Tao.
doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
You mean the four of us?
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
But Lynette? What about me? I didn't swear shit. Lynette? Oh. Uh-oh.
Whoa!
Man, she's stealthy, because she's a cat, man. They're always like that.
Lynette!
But what a surprise!
Oh, shit.
What brings you here, dear sister?
Oh, she is not amused at all.
And, when exactly did you get here?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're an idiot, brother.
Oh my god.
And you too, Fremine.
This is great. She calls them Baka and JP. I mean,
3, Traveler.
Oh.
And you 4, Paimon.
We're all Baka.
Wait, what did we do?
Yeah, what the fuck? We didn't do anything. We were just hanging out.
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in. If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
Yeah, you better.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette.
I mean, of course she heard because she has cat ears, man. She can hear better than most people.
Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move. There's no time to lose. Let's go.
Lynette is the best. She's honestly one of my favorite characters in the game. I really enjoy how she's written.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys.
She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
She's a spirit. She can't eat. That means we can eat it.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all.
That's good. It's gonna save us money.
Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
All right, well, can y'all ask her when she's done?
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Clairvy, if you've got some
We need
time,
to explain to her
I'd
that
like
she
to
is
ask you
dead.
a few questions.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be.
So she's talking about the previous version, like the previous Knave, obviously.
In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed.
Wait, does that mean the Knave... She...
And of course, everyone else here thinks that she's talking about the current Knave.
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine. Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
Five-star Sunday.
To go outside. Where the sun can find me.
That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What does she mean by that? Things can't be this simple.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight.
Okay. Like a holodeck?
Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about, and see if her name is on it.
Okay.
Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky.
We're already in deep because we know about all this stuff.
Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while.
Yeah, distract
her. You
her.
don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
How should we contact you?
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong.
Okay.
Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done. If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line. You too. Okay, this is where we part. Father should be at the beach nearby.
At the beach. I'm imagining
really
Father
hope
in a
this goes
bikini,
well.
like sunglasses.
No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
We're gonna go up there and see her like that. That's really hard to imagine. Go to the seaside. Bro, I'm so scared of Arlecchino. I genuinely had nightmares of her after the day I played this quest. I'm not joking. Oh my god, really? I mean, she is a pretty, oh my god. Is that? Oh my god. It's Child! Hey! What are you doing here? I thought you got...
It's the Knave, and
I thought he'd been yeeted.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating?
Oh my
What
god.
are you still doing in Fontaine?
Hey!
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Are you okay?
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well...
Well, then what are you doing here?
I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
What is going on,
What
dude?
sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left.
She yeeted you and then bounced, is what you're saying.
I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the Knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Do you really think the father is gonna help you with this? Because I feel like she won't care, really. But maybe I'm wrong.
So, have you found any clues?
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
He has a serious issue. Because I remember him saying early on in the Fontaine story that he was starting to experience some bad side effects.
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
But, from what exactly is causing these problems?
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project? That doesn't sound good.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrator's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
I feel like she won't.
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well.
Dude, she's like so done.
Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
One I could do without, I'd say.
Did get
Is it
rejected.
just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash talking their colleagues behind their backs? Yes, it does seem like that.
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Well, we just...
Oh my god, this is so awkward now because we don't actually have anything to talk about. We wanted to find out about you.
Right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you!
Oh no.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction. At least tell us
Oh my
something
God.
a little extra, like... Why do you call yourself father?
We are not good at this, too. This is not gonna work for very long.
Huh, good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that. Now can we?
She's like, the less y'all know, the better. Please leave me alone. I feel like we're all harassing her, and she just doesn't want to help us.
Spoken like a true diplomat.
Oh my
That
God.
was some expert sidestepping right there.
Like, child is like, hey, can you help me find my master? Because she left me alone and I can't find her. And she's like, hey, father, can you help me stay in Fontaine longer? Because I don't want to go back yet. We're just wasting this woman's time.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
She's leaving. She's done.
Wait, don't go!
Wait! If she leaves right now, yeah, we have to do something. We gotta think of something quick. Should I release the bird? No, we have to try to get her talking about something else. This is going really bad. About the House of the Hearth. What does the organization mean to you? This is like...
I'd also like to hear the answer to
my God.
this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids.
You're stalling.
They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
That was the tone shift, wasn't it?
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
What? Why would you say something like that, child? Are you crazy? What the f? You're about to get yeeted again. Oh.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
The knave betrayed the House of the Hearth. So does that mean what Clarvey said was true? Does the knave really treat her children like test subjects?
Oh, wait. Did you really do something bad to those kids?
Oh my God, we are in deep shit right now.
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
Child is actually crazy. Now I remember why I liked him so much. You have to be next level insane to talk to her like this. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's really gonna bring this up straight. Like, he's not afraid at all.
I see.
That's what he thinks. Like, he obviously doesn't know the history, but I guess there are rumors circulating about her, and like, he probably doesn't know why she did what she did.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
I think that he's trying to get her to fight, actually. I think maybe he realized that she doesn't want to fight willingly, so he's going to try to goad her into a fight, because that's all he really wants.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase.
He's trying to taunt.
But I suppose he didn't say anything untrue.
Yeah, he wants her to start throwing hands.
Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved. But I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous.
Interesting. Wow. She's like, the lies and rumors circulating are like a shield. Actually, that's a really interesting take.
Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and
It's
people
the
will
truth
assume
she has
all
to
sorts
protect.
of things.
Interesting.
When the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Wow.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate.
Wow.
People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all?
I mean, true.
The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
So much for learning anything else about her betrayal. She probably only revealed that other secret to change the subject. Yes. She just threw us a bone so that we would shut up. That's very clever.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Okay, okay.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Honestly, that's such a power move, and I respect it so much. We can all learn from her, okay? Like, this is such a powerful thing to say. I like it when other people don't understand me. Because f them, that's why. What a queen. Oh my god.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention.
Amazing.
I heard that members always resolve disputes
So
and
based.
arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me.
Oh my
Would also
god,
give them
child.
plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Oh my god. He's trying so hard.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusar enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand.
I mean, yeah.
Just imagine. Tusar becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Oh my god. He's not ready for that at all.
Okay, okay. I get the picture.
He got really freaked out. He was shooketh by that, yes. You're grateful to Child for buying you more time.
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going.
I also kind of feel like Child picked up on the fact that we were trying to stall her a little bit. And then try to help us a little bit. I got that impression. Maybe I'm wrong.
Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure
But now
where
he's gotta
paths
go.
will cross
For
next,
real.
but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
You need to go to the doctor.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna keel over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
Okay. Well, maybe whenever he gets over whatever he's dealing with, he's gonna change into like they're gonna release another version of him as a character. You know, like how Stariel does it? Maybe they'll try to do that. Like a new form that he gets. That would be neat.
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
What? No.
Oh!
Well,
Well, you see,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
we managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh,
I don't know.
If
I don't know.
ran into any
Maybe.
issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
I don't think she suspected anything.
Oh? You decided to stay a little longer? Let's take in the ocean view together, then.
Okay. I did. Okay, see you later. Scary lady. Whew, we got out of there. What ocean? That's like a lake, right? They treat that lake like it's an ocean in Fontaine. And the lake has ocean life in it, too. It's got ocean creatures, not lake creatures. Like seals and stuff.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
What do you mean?
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished.
Cool, problem solved. Right? So let's just stay in the sun. Because then we won't be in trouble.
I turned around and
Oh,
there she
no.
was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Okay. Okay.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or...
Okay.
No,
It's gonna
it
be
wouldn't
more
a wish
complicated
if
than that.
were the case. Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
Oh god, no. Not sure pushing works.
Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look. Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
Okay. But this isn't gonna have the names.
La Pouillade, Landois...
Unless it's from forever.
Belle, Aurore...
Execution list. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, yikes. That Aurore guy has a huge scar on his face.
Uh.
He's kinda giving Paimon the creeps.
What the Paimon? Just because he has a scar on his... What does that mean? What's wrong with you?
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it.
That was rude.
He said any
Yes.
future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
I think the scar looks cool.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
Oh, so if you try to escape, you die? You get executed?
Wait, so that means the knave,
If you try to escape, you get executed?
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
That's fucked up. That's not a family.
Her name's
That's not
here,
family?
huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I was thinking about something. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little strange.
Strange?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Zepla and Filial are a good example of that.
Right.
Oh, those are two of the people that
We
we
met
met while
them.
delivering
They were really
supplies.
super rude.
I can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes, and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. Not all of us feel the same desire to stay here. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for.
That honestly makes sense. Like, you wouldn't want all the baggage that comes along with being considered part of the Fatui. But I can't believe, like, I didn't know that if you want to leave, you can't. Like, you'll be executed if you're trying to leave. Holy shit. Like, the House of the Hearth is pretty scary. It was like a cult.
Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud. People like Zepla and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
Uh-oh. What if Clairvy tells the others that you guys have been talking to her? Then what?
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
But the current knave, she doesn't do this stuff.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for.
Oh,
Whether
maybe.
they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
Maybe, yeah.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
Hearing that again.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second.
Child mentioned
What's
it.
this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future.
What does Stuja mean? Yeah, the ghost might be snitching. That's what I'm worried about. You can't join an intelligence network and expecting to walk out if you didn't like it. Honestly, yeah, it makes sense. But can't they have something like, you know, like witness protection program for people that want to leave? Like, is it absolutely necessary to kill these people? Like, maybe just have a different path for them if they want it. Like, let people retire if they want it. But I don't know.
Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
The Chinese word for Project Stuja, in direct translation, would make it Project Severe Winter, or the Severe Winter Program. Okay.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse.
Yeah.
Their plan isn't
Child
exactly
seemed to think that.
unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding.
Child also seemed to feel the same way about it. But they can't refuse. Like, they have to do it. Their plan isn't unreasonable. Does this have something to do with, like, this is the plan of whatever the Fatui are planning to do with all these Gnosis?
It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
Oh. Oh, are they worried about House of the Hearth going rogue? Oh, shit. It's something big. But given how little Lenny and the others seem to know about it, I probably won't be able to learn much. Should keep a sharp eye out during any future dealings with the Fatui to see what I can learn.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying, and that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions.
Oh, so do you think that... I mean, the other people in House of the Hearth, they know about Project Stuja too. And they know a lot of people are going to die in the process, apparently. And they also want to... Like, that's another reason that they would want to get out. Even if... So, like, if they were fence-sitting before, now... You know, they have another reason that they not want to be part of that, because they don't want to die. And now they're hearing from this little ghost that, like, their organization is super fucked up, and so that's another reason. So you feel like it's the little bit of a push that they needed to try to get out.
I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
Wow. It's a not enviable position that Laney is in here as someone who seems to want to protect his brethren in House.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is complicated.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now.
It's like, imagine yourself as one of these people who's just wants to be free and wants a normal life, but you can't Oh my god.
Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow.
The project, it sounds like getting drafted almost.
Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone.
We should.
Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Man, makes you glad to be a traveler without any kind of obligations to anybody. Like, damn.
I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all. Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Lenny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you?
Oh, we know Natlan is the land of war, and there's a last Gnosis. So I bet the Fatui will go into an all-out war with them. Yeah, honestly, that sounds completely reasonable.
She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry...
I know.
You have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
I'm also afraid of her.
Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. We'll grab Lenny and the others and we can make a break for it as fast as we can.
Oh my god.
Look over there.
What's she doing over there?
Let's catch up with her before anyone sees.
Honestly, Father is a very refreshing character to have on the cast because she is just so different from everyone else. She's not even trying to be nice, you know, at all.
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast.
Maybe she's leaving.
Oh, look! She stopped! Clairvy!
I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is.
Window.
If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right?
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that?
Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision. Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable.
Let me ask you a question.
As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on,
Holy sh**.
given a fate worse than death.
This is horrific.
I've seen it happen again and again. I've had enough.
This poor child has witnessed things no one should ever see, and she's just this haunted spirit. Like, honestly, House of the Hearth deserves to be haunted, but it's just really sad that she's not free.
You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother.
Mother. That's how we're gonna know that it's not the
Mother?
same.
Mute.
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Perry. There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us.
Yeah.
Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
She's a spirit. Because she said, like, I climbed out the window.
Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer. She looks so young. But it seems like she's been through a lot.
Getting windy. I should close the window.
Yeah, it seems like she doesn't know where she is.
Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight.
I'd love to see it.
Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot.
Maybe it's that promise that's keeping her tethered to this world.
I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her.
Oh my god.
What should I do?
So, she says we just fought, so it was right after that.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Before we do that, I have a question.
What is it?
Have the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Uh-oh.
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
No way, it's something else.
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together.
Okay. So he had an idea for an experiment. Like, what are you talking about? A social experiment?
The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to.
Why would she agree to do an experiment?
I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how we would even face you guys. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either.
We're not gonna tell them about how she called father mother?
The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
I mean, that seems like an important clue that they did pick up on.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. We'll be counting on you to distract her. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine,
Wait, she
you
didn't
know
come
what
back?
to do. Be on your guard, everyone.
What?
All right, let's get to it.
What was she doing? Wait, is she just standing there the whole time?
Where are we going today?
Let's try somewhere further away this time.
Okay. Looking at the ocean. Just stay up all night staring at the water. Staring it down. Okay. Does she not need sleep? Maybe she didn't have a choice. Oh, that's a good theory. She's still there. What? Something's off. Well, this is not normal.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
A little.
How about you? Did you sleep good or not?
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions?
Does she know?
Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
Why is she letting herself be distracted? She knows. Of course she knows.
Us? Distract you? A good one. But no, we were just
Oh my god.
here for a chat.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Run away.
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere?
We ruined the plan.
Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
This is so scary. I'm even more scared now.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
The breeze is good. Yes. It's breezy. Do you...
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient.
We're so
Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined,
You
meet me
know,
outside the
dude.
Palais Mermonia.
We're all... It's over. It's game over.
Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
What should we do?
Oh my god, I don't know.
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
We should release the release the pigeon. Release the pigeon.
Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
We are out of options.
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Linny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
I think maybe we cause even more problems for them by trying to distract her the first time. But nothing gets past her. It wouldn't have mattered. She knows everything that's going on. Distracting her or not, doesn't matter. Scary lady. call an ambulance. We're dead.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait.
Gulp.
I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately.
What we needed to do was have a separate plan that we could act like we're getting caught for, that could cover for the real plan. You know, we didn't think this through very well at all. We should have been like, you know, because right now we're just caught with our pants down and we have nothing to say. We have no alibi. We ain't got We really should have thought about this harder.
No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Oh my god.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Are you gonna kill them? I know.
Oh, are you here to beg for
Are
their
you gonna
lives?
kill them?
I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their
She's
own
gonna kill
actions.
them.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
We will fight you. We will fight you.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
Look, I'm gonna tell Nouvellette. We're right here, okay? And you're not gonna get away with it.
I would imagine Lenny, Lynette, and
Because
Fremine will be able to
Nouvellette
keep
can
their
help us.
lives.
I will tell him. I imagine Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine will keep their lives.
As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove.
Oh my god. Okay, so she's saying that we have to get rid of this thing, even though she knows full well who it is. Dispose of the... What the...
If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe.
Okay. That's fine.
Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time.
That's our bird, the pigeon! She got it too!
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this.
Oh my god!
It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
Wait, where did you get that?
She got it! She got the panic pigeon!
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand.
Dude, I can't help but imagine. She's like, she's heard us say, what do we do? I don't know, let's release the pigeon. And then she's like hiding behind a hill and grabs it. She must have, this is the one case where I can imagine her actually laughing. Like, what the f is this? What are they doing?
I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned.
Oh, are we gonna talk to New Valet?
Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
Are we gonna talk to New Valet? Yay! Best husbando. Best Genshin husbando. Oh my god. Is it time? Yeah! Let's drink some water. Hooray!
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette.
I'm gonna tell him what you said when you were scaring me.
I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis.
Oh, that's a nice way of saying, what do you want?
I see you've brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Well... what does it say? What's it about?
Thank you, Optimus Prime.
He's like, why do you have the Traveler with you? Is she okay?
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
The way he's phrased that sounds like it's something most people would never ever wish for.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy.
Yeah, that's a cool hobby.
A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean.
What the fuck does that mean? What's the ocean in this analogy?
Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind.
Okay, so that's... in this analogy, the ocean is something good. So, like, the destined to greatness.
Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation, or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
So, you think it sounds to me like some people are just tools almost. Or they can help in some other way, but they don't have a great destiny. It sounds like that.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Kind of. Not really.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed.
Not really.
Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
Oh, he understands all of what she's saying. Well, because he read the proposal, and we don't have that information. Tainted water. What's happening to some of these people?
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine.
Withdraw my forces from Fontaine. So the Fatui are in Fontaine to threaten Fontaine?
And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
She is okay, so her people are in Fontaine doing some extrajudicial missions on their own, which Neuvillette is probably not too happy about. So it sounds like she's just doing criminal stuff. How is she getting away with this? Like,
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
the Gnosis. She already had it. What do you mean? Cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk. Oh, it's meaning like there's mysterious assassinations going on, but you can't really pin it on them because they're professionals.
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences.
Yeah, there's
to
no
his
evidence.
family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House
Yeah.
of the Hearth might
So
have
that's
been
how she gets away
involved
with
in
it.
his passing.
That just answered the question I just had.
Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm
There's no
sure
proof.
certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
What does she want?
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now.
And why would...
I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
So it's worth it to Neuvillette to get this out because he represents law and order. But...
I believe I've told you before that my emotions easily resonate with those of others. Yet in the few meetings I've had with that Harbinger, I haven't been able to sense any aspect of her emotional state. Her mind is like a still body of water. Who knows what darkness lies in its depths, and the lack of ripples on the surface gives nothing away.
yeah. Terrifying.
It's unclear whether this is her natural state of being, or whether it's an incredible strength of will that gives her the ability to master her emotions. Either scenario, however, suggests she is a very dangerous individual.
True.
I do not expect an explanation as to why you two are by her side. Whatever your reasoning, I would only advise you to take caution.
He trusts us, but he's worried. He's worried about us. And rightfully so. He thinks we're being held hostage. And I mean, I mean, she did kind of pressure us.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there?
He is so pretty. Oh my god, I know. You're so real for that. He is absolutely, yes. What an amazing stream. You're right. I've seen Sunday, Child, and Nouvellette content. And I got adventuring today. This is truly a blessed day. Yeah, I do kind of feel like her hostage. Okay.
Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
Yes, what were you talking about?
You really want to know?
Yes.
I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Tell me right now. Please.
Lenny, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
The knave may seem relaxed, but she didn't seem to be joking earlier when she said those who betray the organization must pay with their lives. I think she's serious about punishing those kids. How should we stop her? No, there's something else we should figure out first. While we were talking in front of the Palais Ramonia, she mentioned Clervy's name. Does that mean she knew where Clervy was this entire time? Maybe she even anticipated how Lenny and the others were going to act. Oh my god, it's that guy who was on the execution list.
Shoot. Are you alright? Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going. Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper. On the house.
He looks familiar. Of course, don't you remember?
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply.
It's a scar guy.
All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Uh-oh.
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Hold on.
He's dead.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with
Yeah.
mora, it's just... I don't have any on me at the moment.
F.
I'll take 3 papers. Here. Your payment.
Man, only Arlecchino can say that in such a terrifying way. Like, can you try to say this more terrifyingly than she just did? Like, I feel like she would be scary at the Taco Bell drive-thru. She'd be like, I'll take 1 bean burrito with card. It's so scary.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune.
God. I'm just like, run away!
If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out. Goodbye!
Yeah. Anyway, goodbye. That's my reaction.
Well,
running
now that my
running.
affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Like, run, don't walk.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer?
We're still gonna try to
Paimon just realized how
stall.
hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
Finally, a believable distraction. I doubt Lenny and the others will have made any progress. What should we
It
do?
appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not? And my relationship to her.
What's the request?
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Hey, you take that back. I can be bad. I can be really bad and cool like you as well.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation
I can.
is
But
that
you don't believe
both
me?
sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
Your condition. Let's hear it.
Wonderful. Here it is. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay.
Okay, sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide.
We'll know. We accept.
Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Wait a minute. That's what she wanted this whole time. Right? From us. Is that why... I bet everything that happened so far went exactly as how she had expected it to. And now she put us in a situation where we would agree because she knows that we would want to protect Lenny. Oh my god. That's what she really wanted this whole time. But it's not like her to just ask. That's not how she does things. She wants you to feel like you're doing her a favor when really you're the one she needs a favor from. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. Because if she knows everything that's going on, she knows Claire V's name. She has been watching all of it. And like waiting weirdly at the ocean for like whatever. Does she really not sleep? Follow the knave into the ruins. Okay, I'm almost there.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
What? But...
It's over.
I made it. Okay.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you.
Okay, so what she's done is ensure our loyalty by putting the pressure on us. But now she's going to ensure our loyalty with the story that she's about to tell us.
It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
Paimon's about to freak out.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
What?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first.
Unfortunately, I knew this already
I'll
because I
start
watched
from
the short.
beginning.
The animated short. I did know that already. And I wish that I didn't. I mean, okay, now that I've played through a bit of this story, I do wish that I didn't watch the short. Because that would have been a moment where I'm like, what? But instead, I'm like, well, I know already because I've seen the short. Okay, so I wish they didn't. They really should have waited with it, honestly.
Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house.
Clairvy, that was her real mom. It was her real mom.
Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title.
She literally made a Hunger Games. She thought, what is the most fucked up thing that I could do with these children? Oh, I know.
It's difficult to
Hunger
estimate the
Games.
number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose.
They became test subjects.
They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
Honestly, hearing about it makes me so fucking mad. You start to understand why the knave ended up like she did.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
Paimon's so naive. You really think that someone who would come up with this sick games for like kids to just fight each other to the death would give a shit about what anybody said?
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother.
Wow.
To prove that she treated all her children equally. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created.
The other children had been indoctrinated, like brainwashed?
Of course. There was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end.
She was just trying to survive.
Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will.
This is so fucked up.
Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Peruere weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
So she just lost all hope that she could get out?
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free.
Holy shit.
It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the
She was
dueling ring
broken.
that
Her
day,
spirit
her partner
completely
turned out to be
broken.
none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Peruere end her life.
You can see here that she has the tips of her fingers are black. So I guess over time this thing has progressed. It's so sad.
From that moment on, Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success.
Damn.
It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled, and there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the person at the very top.
Crucibina, you mean? But...
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared.
Did you notice Paimon's voice direction change a little? Yeah. I really like it. I really like it. It's quite pleasant.
The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. ARLECCHINO.
And that's why she felt motivated to take over, is so that she could be the one that writes the rules.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about, it was you all along. You're Perraware. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
This was your story just as much as Clairvy's.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father.
She really was like, I'm your dad now.
And that
I'm the
is where
dad
the
now.
story ends. Any more questions?
Clairvy we met though. Who is she?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met, was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin.
What?
You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume.
Does that mean there's also a shadow of a previous knave?
Of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy is a very special case. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
What is this curse that she has?
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives.
So she knows about that too?
But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen.
Oh yeah, about the darkness in the house.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. And it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
Holy shit.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way?
No. We gotta burn it.
So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
I mean, yeah. It's sentient. You can do that. It's a sentient child.
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share, because that is how a household should be run.
Is this really what you want to do?
Oh man, it's bad enough that Traveler started talking. Oh my god.
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Well, what? This is serious.
Whether as a killer
This is
or
serious.
as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Here they are, Father.
Ah, you gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me. Lenny!
What the f- This little kid.
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time.
This kid's insane. Yeah. Like, oh, wow. We brought popcorn.
But I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Oh my god.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Too late.
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Oh my god.
Yes, Father.
Oh my god.
Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato
You're
added,
dead.
I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person.
Dead.
Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
Super dead.
I did not!
Oh. Oh.
You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us!
No, she's definitely said that stuff.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Zepla, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives.
True.
It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget.
One person betraying them can get a lot of them killed. That is true. Yeah.
That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
I've noticed that a bunch of times in this story quest, they use the expression like a line I won't cross, or that crossed the line. And I think that's really nice because it's like referring to Arlecchino's like cross lines. It's kind of an interesting motif that they put in a lot of the story writing.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why? Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. We broke the rules, plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences.
Yeah. Well, nice knowing you.
I'm sorry, Chapleau. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father. We accept our punishment.
Chapleau, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say, Linny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal?
Wow, Linny, you really trying to help. That's brave.
We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like.
It's true. Oh my god.
I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been.
He's right, though. He's right.
So please, Father, please reconsider.
Man.
I agree with Linny.
Linny. Linny's the real one.
Father, please.
Linny. Bam.
Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your weapons and face me.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
All right. Linny, you did it.
Wait.
Kind of.
Beat Father in a duel?
Carbonate's like, look, I'm a 4-star. Like, I don't know, dude.
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Lenny.
Yeah, and Lenny, like, I mean, Lenny's strong, but I mean, yeah, like you. That's brave, but 3 of y'all, I don't know.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
We gotta help.
Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that?
You know what we have to do. You know what we have to do, or they will not win.
If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed. Hey, are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening. Is executing them really what she wants? Obviously not.
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Back then, she never actually answered my question. She didn't want to say goodbye. She didn't want... I think that she probably sympathized with them when they said that they felt like they were trapped in a cage and the only way out was to destroy it, right? Like, she had to have felt some kind of sympathy with that. But that makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
We're about to be immolated. There's no way the knave will lose on purpose,
When
although...
guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Oh. That's why she said that. It was because... Yeah, because I have a role to play in this too that's very convenient for her also.
What's wrong? Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
I'm thinking, girl.
Traveler?
I'd like to see for myself what the 4th of the Fatui Harbingers can do.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
If that's okay. Oh man, the previous line was so cool. And now I'm like, well, I mean, if I can, then I will. If that's okay with you guys.
I'll allow it. We do have
You
a
ruined
ready-made
it.
dueling ring at our disposal, after all.
Please. Yeah, and the knave is like, oh, how convenient that we're here at the dueling ring.
All I would advise is this.
Like I didn't plan
Keep
this.
a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Scared. Scared. I'm scared. Okay. Lower difficulty. I don't think it'll be necessary. I was trying to turn the music up, but I hope it's gonna be fine.
Right here.
Immediately lower difficulty.
Stabilize. Settle down.
Settle down, girl.
Watch out for Father's movements!
Watch out for the
flames!
We're power washing. That's the only thing.
Right now.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
Over here.
Oh my god.
Emerge. Right now. Emerge.
Stabilize.
How amazing.
same mistakes. Wait, I got an achievement for making mistakes?
With these rising flames.
Ooh!
I'm always watching.
I need to move my Twitch chat overlay because it's actually hiding my characters on my own screen.
There's a tear in my robe.
Closer now.
You better not tear his robe.
Solidified. I will have order.
Used a charged attack. Oh, it's your time to shine.
Fly tangled in a web. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent now. With these rising flames.
We're gonna put that flame out, girl. With water. Gotta call the fire department. Wow! Oh my god! Never mind, we're fucked. We are fucked. Paimon, hide!
What the? My blade is all that remains.
Right now, right here.
Okay.
Right now.
I need to heal. We gotta heal. I can't heal. Okay, it's fine. This is fine.
Over here.
Wow, this looks so cool. Did you see that spinny attack? Oh man.
The tides beckon.
Just like I was saying earlier. I'm like, I'm gonna tell him to let. I will call him, and he's gonna come and help me. Okay?
Right now.
Allow me.
Oh my god. This is crazy! Fremine! No way! Fremine!
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Fremine and Giga? Oh, I feel bad now because I was like... Holy sh**.
Oh, I know.
No! I'm sorry, Father!
Oh my god!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Oh my god. This is insane. It almost went into my eyeball. This is it. Game over. I'm really strong though. I'm really strong. I'm from outer space.
Made it out, did you?
Yeah.
You're stronger than I expected.
She can't fight me. I'm an alien. What? We're in Star Rail. What the?
I can't move.
She teleported us to Star Rail. Oh. Nuvalet can't help me here.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
What?
I'm not strong enough to beat her. I'm not strong enough to beat her.
Not yet. Is that what she wanted to find out?
Actually?
I believe we can end things here.
It's because it didn't power up.
We get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
So, it's only because we aren't fully powered up yet, okay? Because we are currently traveling from region to region, unlocking all of the mastery over the different elemental powers, and we haven't got them all yet. So that's why we're not strong enough yet. Surely in Natlan. What? That's not a cope? Yeah, we're Hydro Traveler right now. I have finger guns, okay? Oh my god. Man, but Fremine really impressed me here. That was really, really courageous of him. He's got, like, real cojones to do that. When it was so terrifying. He was there, like, on the front line, man. Holy shit. Holy shit. And I was like, oh, I'm just a 4-star. He was fighting so hard. He has the spirit of a 5-star, okay?
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
Rip. Girl, you should have spent that time... Well, no, they couldn't run away.
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution.
What do you mean? Is she gonna, like, delete their memories or something?
Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yeah. Because earlier she was like, oh, you know, if you lose 10 years of memories, then it'll be like you never grew up.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
So they will lose their lives, but not like how they imagined.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment.
That's the secret experiment.
Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away.
That's still pretty scary.
If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization.
So that is her mercy. And that's what she thought about it as soon as she got in charge, actually. Because she didn't want to be... She understood that why people, like, you can't tolerate betrayal. But she didn't want to be like the previous knave. Because she wanted to be the one who writes the rules.
In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
That means the young man that I thought looked familiar, he must have been the same... Oh yeah, he got... Basically, like I said, the, like... It's her version of, like, a witness protection program.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
Oh yeah, you're right. I bet you're right. That was the whole thing with Nouvellette. Was her asking for permission for this so he wouldn't intervene. But not only that, is she's saying that she wants to do this to people. And oh my god, I completely understand the analogy now. I completely understand the I think it was both of those things actually. Because Nouvellette would want to put out the fire, which but yeah, that now I understand the whole analogy. She wanted to make it so these people can just return to society. And they would be pure. She's like, oh no, they're going to be purified after. And that's what she meant. Like, not everybody can join the ocean, as in like whatever grand destiny she sees for the people in her house. But, okay. No, if my understanding of the knave is right, she really thinks of that as killing him. The horror that lived in the House of the Hearth is dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living out his life with his beloved. And she's actually pretty amazing. Even so, it's much better than actually ending their lives. Yeah, it doesn't cause them any physical effect either.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you.
Yeah.
So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
She didn't want death to be the only way out because that's what happened to her friend.
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Oh my god.
Yes, Father.
Zepla, Fultz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
Father.
You gave them a chance, too. If you want out, you can take it.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
She really cares.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
What about Clairvy? You gonna burn her? Probably.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
I think she's had enough lies. I think the thing to do is be straightforward now.
Oh. Okay then.
Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that?
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me. Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a Harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors.
God, that was like hard to imagine this, because that was her own child, too.
Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, for the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate.
Wow.
It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past.
It really is a witness protection program that she created with the authorities. But, man, what a beautiful story. It's just so tragic. She's like, I don't understand the kind of freedom that you were looking for, but she does. She does understand that.
Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
This is so sad.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really? Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight!
Let's talk about the land of Anima. That's probably the one she would like.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard. Playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
Oh, God. This is so sad.
Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before.
She wanted to be a bard, but she couldn't.
If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day. Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that?
Man, I wish Ito was here right now. He could help us with the situation.
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
They had to put a reference to Ito in here so you don't pass out from sadness.
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons. But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying. I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles.
Oh no! That must have been hard for all of you. What happened next?
Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly.
Oh,
Thanks to Detective
trying
Paimon,
to
of course.
comfort me with. They're like, this is way too sad. What do we do? What do we do? Okay, mention Ito, and then bring out Detective Paimon. Like, in case of emergency, break glass, and bring out the Detective Paimon. Oh my God.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
This is an emergency.
Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Yay. Yay. She seems really happy. Like, all her troubles have been... Yeah, it was working on me too. Let me go back there. Maybe this is the first time she has ever been able to truly relax, but I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
We'll forget it all. As time passes, she'll forget everything we told her and go back to being a scared little girl who could only hide in the shadows. The sun has risen.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures.
Oh my god. When she was said, there's no getting older for me, God, that hurt.
But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye.
She did want to say goodbye. She did want that. That's why she didn't answer the question before.
Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Yeah, from this you can see, you know, Nouvelette had that question. Is it just that she is really that cold-blooded, or is it from tremendous strength of will that she keeps her emotions so tightly in check? And it's actually the strength of will. It's actually that. Because she had to use it to survive.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filio and the others have left the house.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe Tété. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility. One not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
Well, I've seen it today. When those people were, everybody thought they were about to be executed, and nobody else knew what to do. But Lenny, when it seemed there was no hope left for them, still stuck out his neck and tried, and begged and pleaded for them to not be killed.
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Yeah, he was absolutely a leader. He would do anything to protect them, no matter what. That's true.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Lenny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Lenny.
Yeah, he is.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel.
Yes, she did.
I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
Man. The delivery of some of these lines from Lenny in this quest is like...
You're wrong.
Another level.
In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time.
She's right.
Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, I'd like to see them try and mess with her and her children.
Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us.
She's like, bet. Oh, Project Stuja? You're worried about them.
At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Wow. Wait 2 days. Insane. Wonder how many harbingers have a bone to pick with Valtorian by now. Oh my god, yeah, that's such a good point. Such a good point. It's just the more you find out about what he did, the more disgusting it is.
Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Bouffe d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them.
Let's go check on them. I wouldn't say Arlecchino's methods are good, but at the same time, she's a morally gray character. What she does isn't exactly good, but it isn't bad either. The way they represented Arlecchino isn't in a way that her parenting methods are correct, but in a way that she knows herself, that she's doing the best she absolutely can as a parent to try and give her children the best they can receive. Like the situation in Newfoundland. Even if her methods are questionable.
Those are my favorite.
And not lawfully good. I completely agree with that. They've done an excellent job, because the thing is, you have to think about the environment in which she was raised and the kinds of things that you would learn or believe to be true when being raised in this type of setting. She's had to learn how to survive and what it takes to survive. When she said, like, freedom is something you have to fight for, it has to be earned, you know, that's a questionable statement, but you understand why she would say that. Why she believes that.
Fremine, how are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling all right?
I'm right as rain.
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over. Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone?
Yeah.
Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
We bid her farewell under a blanket of sunlight. Her wish has been fulfilled.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Crucibina before.
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating.
Wait. You knew about that when we were all trying to figure out what the Clairvy was talking about? And nobody could figure it out, but you could have probably mentioned that, like, way before. Like, when we were all trying to figure out who's this knave with his extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. That is, I mean, could be someone else.
When I joined, though, the experiments she valued so much
And the experiments
had already come to an end.
We also asked
and
about
all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crucibina never talked about the past with us newcomers.
Okay.
A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
He only realized this after she told him the story, so maybe he was missing something? He says that, okay. Okay, he just knew she was mean, but she didn't mention anything about the past. All the documents were burned out. But he knew about the experiments when they were going on, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter now. It's not that big of a deal. Because he's telling us about this now. No, he didn't? Okay, he didn't. This is what ARLECCHINO told Freminet and Lynette. Oh, okay, so now he's put all the pieces together. Okay. Yeah, I hear you.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months
Oh,
after that.
okay.
But she never mentioned anything about Crucibina or Clairvy.
Only that she was cruel. Okay.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself.
Gotcha.
The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it.
She didn't want them to feel like they're so indebted to her that they're required to stay when they're uncomfortable.
The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been.
He was hearing about what she did.
The members of the house meant nothing to her.
Yeah.
To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit.
Yes. I think it was really just for her own sick entertainment and narcissism.
If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Don't think about that.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together.
Yeah.
But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go.
Honestly, mad respect for Freminet after this quest.
So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Just invite us back as guests, and we'll call it even. Yeah, what about this seafood soup?
Of course. You're welcome.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning.
Accidentally clicked too fast.
They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
It's great. Like seeing Batman at the cafe, you know? You just kind of nod. Wow. Wow. One of the best. One of the best character quests in the entire game has just been released. Oh.
Let's move out.
What a quest that was. I cried a lot. It was really, man. I think it's a really important quest too because it shows you, it reminds everybody how f***ed up the Fatui is as an overall organization. The kind of that they have had going on within the Fatui is horrific. Like, we've met some pretty chill Fatui. You know, we've met all these cool people from House of the Hearth, and we met, you know, Tartaglia is basically our buddy now, and I feel like we got so chill with Fatui, we kind of maybe people kind of forgot about how dark and horrible things can be within the organization, and what kind of stuff is allowed to go on in it, and has been allowed to go on in it. It's really a mixed bag. And so I think that's a really important thing to remind us of as we go into the next, you know, couple of regions.
Let's move out.
Wow. Free game, by the way. I know. Anyone know if we can find the 2 ex-House of the Hearth members? That's a good question. I mean, wouldn't they be at the cafe? Lenny stole the show. Listen, this quest, I felt like it was better for understanding Lenny and feeling like showcasing Lenny as a character than his character quest. But maybe that's just because his character quest, when I did it, it got completely screwed up from Phantom Weasel situation. But I thought it really was a great way to get to know him, and also the other two, Lynette and Fremine. Fantastic character work done on this quest alongside ARLECCHINO. Yeah, the Phantom Weasel. Are the people here?
Looks like no more free coffee for me.
He said his quest was honestly whack. Ain't nobody cared about the weasel. The issue was that it kept interrupting the Archon quest, so I had a hard time following it. I mean, it wasn't bad, but the experience could have been better.
This coffee smells as good as ever.
Man, what a great, fantastic story. Really loved. What do I rate the story? The story is like, I think it is one of the best character quests in the game. I would put it on par with the Dia quest. So far, I thought Dia's was the best character quest. Like top S++ tier, and this is easily the same tier. ARLECCHINO. We learned a lot about her. We learned that I do think that she suppresses her emotions from pure strength of will, and she feels like, I would gather that without this friend that she had growing up, I just wonder how ruthless she would have ended up in the actually. But I feel like this experience with her friend made her realize just how important it is to let people not feel like they are trapped. Not let people feel like the only way out is through death. And let people have that choice. Sorrow makes you waver. Anger makes you impulsive. I really like the part when she said that people misunderstanding her, people like lies about her, she likes that. She likes it when there's misperceptions about her. And I thought that was just such a power move, honestly. That's so cool. That's sweet. It's like I really think it's a good mindset to have, because I mean, maybe not to the extent that she has it, but because she weaponizes lies and stuff. Like, she takes advantage of what people try to do against her. But I thought it was really, it's really powerful to just be able to take things back in that way. The best part is there's a lot left to be learned about ARLECCHINO yet. Like where her curse comes from. This is a super powerful thing. Now that we know she isn't from Fontaine, she might actually be connected to Conriat and the Crimson Moon. Oh, yeah. He just grew up in Fontaine, we found out. Man, this scene, though, where she captured the pigeon that we had released in a panic, honestly, it was kind of funny looking back on it. Because we panicked, we didn't know what to do. Release the panic pigeon so they know, like, release the signal, and she was like hiding and captured. Like, oh, did you forget this? It was hilarious. But yeah, this is definitely gonna get a part 2. Oh yeah, I bet it will. I think this was as good as the Dia character quest. Like I said, previously I thought that was the very best one they've ever released, but I think that this is as good as it. This was just, it was completely heartbreaking though, man. When the little girl, the scene where you're talking to her at the very end, and it's like the sun is about to come out, and there's just a little bit of time to talk to her, and this is her chance. This is Arlecchino's chance to say goodbye. And she's like, "Oh, I always wanted to become a bard and, you know, travel the world, and oh, I always wanted to." Oh, is that Liyue, is that where Mora comes from? I would always wanted to go buy pretty dresses, and like you think of all the things that she wished she could have done, but she couldn't because her life was cut short by her own mother, someone that, like, the last person in the world you would ever expect to do these things to her. She was absolutely betrayed. It's really... yeah, it was really beautiful. I loved it. But yeah, man, Satch. What happened with the Fatu? And now we have this new question of Project Stuja? What was that? Extreme Winter. Project Extreme Winter. What does that mean? What do you think it is? Paimon doesn't forget. No, she doesn't. Can definitely see it. Yeah, you can start to see the cracks in the Fatui now. But from these character voice lines that we just heard,
This coffee smells as good as ever.
Google Translate said it's cold. Cool. It's an all-out war against the Tsaritsa. But it sounded like Arlecchino seems to respect Tsaritsa. I wonder if she is just can't. She's like imprisoned in some way. I don't know. Does Child have lines about the Tsaritsa? Ice Age. Is Tsaritsa even alive? Yeah, I think so. I think she is. Yes. They are trying to take out Celestia. Linny said that the plan isn't exactly unreasonable, but that many lives will be lost, and that it's like an honorable thing. Like, it will be an honorable combat. Maybe it's like the winter in Game of Thrones where they freeze the entire world. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what I think. Sounds like Arlecchino is ready to turn against the Fatui on a dime if they try to do anything to hurt the house. Yeah, and they acknowledge that a little bit in this quest when they're like, they're really just trying to subdue us, because it wasn't exactly in these words, but it was something like they're worried about this intelligence house going rogue and getting outside their control. It makes them uneasy that we have this intelligence network that could be outside their control, which makes sense. They probably already suspect that Arlecchino is well, I mean, you think about it like this, right? Think about the Harbingers and the type of people that they tend to be. They're all really ambitious. Like, you can't have that many insanely dangerous and ambitious people all like joining hands saying kumbaya, right? That doesn't make any sense. That's just not. Clearly they all have, and they all know that they are gonna have some competing ambitions, competing drives. So clearly there's something that they're all united to do that they all feel is important enough to work together towards it. And there also seems to be this shared respect for the Tsaritsa. Interesting. All have selfish reasons. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Someone getting revived with the Gnosis. Revived. I'm much more surprised that Arlie didn't kill Doctor. Yeah! That's a really good point. Knowing how the Doctor treats children. That they didn't... Arlie... Oh my god, I almost said it again. Old habits die hard. I stopped saying it as much. Y'all should be proud of me. I started saying Arlecchino and not Arlecchino. But really, why didn't she kill it? He's stronger. Oh, because he's number 2. But then, if you think about it from that angle, and you think about what Tsaritsa was saying about, oh, you can't let your ambitions be dimmed because you think that you don't have the strength yet. Right? Remember that whole conversation she had with Linny? I wonder if that had another meaning for herself too. It's like, oh, just because you're not strong enough doesn't mean that you can't hold fast to your convictions. And so I wonder if you could apply that to whatever else she's scheming right now.
Looks like no more free coffee for
Don't put these foolish ambitions to rest. Yeah. Tsaritsa doesn't mind sacrificing whole Tevat for her goal, as far as I see, for so-called greater good. But you know that if it really was just as simple as sacrifice everybody, I don't think that Child or Arlecchino would be as chill with it. Maybe Arlen doesn't know Dotori's clone got blasted. I think she doesn't. I don't know how many people actually know about that. It's crazy to think Not Lan is this year. Says Naya will be like next year. It is. That is wild. This game moves so fast. The story in this game moves so quick. We had a big debate about the animated short whenever I started the quest, and I said, okay, when I'm done with the quest, I'll determine, is this good or bad that they released it when they did? And now that I've done the quest,
Let me ask you a question.
what I can say is...
And be honest.
It's bad that they released it when they did. That's my opinion. Okay, but it's kind of alright because the story quest is really good. And it's so well written that it doesn't matter what details you know in the end. Like, you're still gonna have a huge emotional impact from doing the quest. Even if you watched this before, it's still gonna be very enjoyable. And it doesn't make the quest worse because the quest is written extremely well. But I do wish I hadn't seen it because there was a long part of the beginning of the quest when I'm like, there was suspense that was written in that would have been interesting to experience that suspense. And like, there's a lot of doubt in the beginning where you're meant to kind of, the quest is trying to get you to worry about her, doubt her, and like question, like, can you trust her or not? Is this really the person that was doing these horrible things? And all of that I did not experience because I already know that we're talking about the previous knave from the beginning, and that sucked. So I really think that I would recommend if you have friends that are going to be doing the quest, tell them to watch the short afterward. That is the case with me. I have some friends who are going to be doing this and they're going to watch a short after. So that's, yeah, that's my take on it. That's my take on it. It makes sense from a marketing perspective. Yes, it does. Like, I get why they did it. But I wonder if it might have been a good idea to release like a teaser version first that doesn't have everything in it, and then afterwards release a full version. Just so they have something to build hype, because they made this incredible 7-minute short. And then later on, like, have the full thing, then you can build hype again. Like how FF14 does for our CGI trailers that we get for expansions. Because sometimes we actually have this problem in FF14 where sometimes there's something that you're not allowed to know about yet, but that they need to showcase in the trailer. So they wait till you experience that part in the game, and then they release that part of the trailer. So it's like the trailer comes out first really broken, and then less broken, and then complete. So, you said, I liked knowing what the characters didn't know. There is such a reader effect when I already know something, but the characters are in the dark. I can definitely see the value in that, yeah. You did experience it, though. Go back to where they were talking about the execution list. Yeah, that is true. That's actually true. You do experience some of that. So it's not like you don't get that at all. But you do get to see, like, there were some things that were kind of vague. Like, did this happen now in this era, or did this happen in the past? And so that's a good point. I guess they assume people knew about the other knave, because there are traces of her written on other places around Tibet. I don't know, maybe so, because I feel like a lot of the quests seem to be written with the assumption in mind that you have done all the events and things too. Because I've had a couple of times where, because I didn't do an event, or I didn't, like, I missed one thing, I was a little bit like, what? Third Descender was chopped up, and every Archon got a Gnosis to lead over the nation. So we clearly work up to revive the unknown. And see what side... Oh, yeah! They choose to be. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that's the case. I think that is the case. I think they wanted to focus on the story quest. Focus the story quest on Lenny and the current kids at the house. So they gave us the backstory in advance, so we would already know. Maybe so, actually. Maybe so. I feel like Hoyo does a bad job with the media that they put out outside the game. Lately, I started to turn off the patch live streams during certain parts for both HSR and Genshin. Well, I mean, maybe that's a good idea. Like, if you don't like getting spoiled on stuff, and you're worried about any chance of seeing something beforehand, then maybe it is better to just watch it afterwards. I don't think that there's any issue with that, because they put these things out for you to watch whenever you're comfortable watching it. And I definitely can see the value in just wanting to go into something completely blind, where you haven't seen a boss, you haven't seen an area, you don't know shit about what you're about to. Yeah, but I think it just comes down to personal preference. For me, I'm the type of person where I'm going to watch everything as soon as possible. As long as it's not a leak, you know I'm going to watch it straight away. And let's be honest, even with my like minor gripes about that, I thoroughly and completely enjoyed this character quest. It's one of the best. It was absolutely incredible.